where she became a prostitute. In that day and time, again, I mean, as a prostitute, I mean, that was a pretty low life position. And so they basically were sold as slaves. And so that's how corrupt things were, that you could buy and purchase a woman for your pleasure. And so Hosea found his wife Gomer in the slave market as a prostitute. And God says this, hey, Hosea, I want you to buy her back. Now, I'm just telling you, if that had been me, I'd have went, God, do you not understand what's going on? She's a prostitute. I mean, she's cheated on me. She obviously doesn't want to be married to me. She's been unfaithful. She's embarrassed me. She's humiliated me. She's the talk of the town. And yet God says, Hosea, go buy her back. Marriage was to be a lifelong commitment because it's a picture of the covenant that God has with us. In fact, in that day and time, Old Testament, it was a picture of God's relationship with Israel. And so God was making a point of how Israel had committed adultery against God, had left that relationship with God to be. And that bottom foundation is based on that, I will never leave you nor forsake you. When Jesus came into your heart, when you were saved, he made a promise to you. He made a covenant with you. He said, no matter what, I will not leave you. I will not forsake you. I will love you unconditionally. Doesn't matter how you treat me, I will always love you. You can't make God love you more, and you can't make God love you less. That was the picture marriage is supposed to be. So when Jesus goes back to Genesis here, he's establishing the foundation, which begins with marriage is a lifelong commitment. Have to desire a marriage. If there's one that says, I want this marriage to work, I want this marriage to last, it's a lifelong commitment, and the other person says no. The other person says, I don't. I want out. What do you do? See, when God created marriage, and then in Genesis 3, when the fall happened, if you go back and read when Adam and Eve got some reconciliation, you've gotten